Hello folks! Before we dive into the Star Wars galaxy, this is actually part 2 of a collaboration we're doing with the experts over at Star Wars Explained. If you'd like a refresher on where things stand at the end of The Force Awakens, check the link in the description for part 1. And while we're not going to be talking a lot about spoilers here directly, we are going to be doing a fair bit of speculating based on things we've seen in the trailer so far and the surrounding expanded universe. So if you'd rather go into The Last Jedi completely clean, maybe skip this one. Okay, so Starkiller Base has been destroyed, the New Republic is crippled, and the Resistance is on the run. What happens next? Normally we'd have to wait until The Last Jedi is out, but thanks to the various supercomputers and artificial intelligence-based algorithms we have here at the Templin Institute, we can make several wild guesses. Undoubtedly, the biggest question we have to answer is, what is the fate of the New Republic, and what is their relationship with the Resistance going to be moving forward? I could see this going in a few different ways. Option 1 is that the New Republic, while suffering a tremendous defeat, is now determined to put an end to the threat of the First Order. Forces across the galaxy will be mobilized, and some sort of emergency provisional government will take control of the Republic until new senators and a new chancellor can be elected. But is this likely? Probably not. The details released about the New Republic so far reveal that its member worlds were almost traumatized by the rule of the Galactic Empire, and there is a deep revulsion across the galaxy for anything that might be considered militaristic, authoritarian, or any aspect of centralized authority. In short, the New Republic is completely unprepared for a galactic conflict and lacks the political strength to unite its members behind a coordinated war effort. The New Republic is probably even in worse shape than the Old Republic at the time of the Clone Wars. So what is option 2? Well, it could be that the Hosnian Cataclysm is the beginning of the end for the New Republic. If we assume that the best equipped and most loyal ships and officers of the New Republic Starfleet were all destroyed, the various member worlds might look at what resources they have left and decide that a separate peace with the First Order is preferable to another costly galactic civil war. While a small core of systems might remain in the New Republic, it's possible that Corellia, Naboo, Kuat, or really any major system might decide to secede and go out on their own, align themselves with the First Order, or perhaps even take advantage of the situation to seize by force neighboring territories. The whole galaxy could be in absolute chaos. But regardless of what happens to the New Republic, the Resistance has become one of the most important factions in the galaxy. Not only were they proven correct about the dangers of the First Order, something their leadership had been preaching about unheeded for a decade, but their swift, decisive action against Starkiller Base prevented any other star systems from being destroyed. Whatever form the New Republic takes in Episode 8, it has lost all credibility, while the Resistance has achieved an enormous political and military victory. If the New Republic collapses into various factions, it's possible that any remaining loyalists might instead rally around the Resistance. Alternatively, however, if the New Republic persists, the need for the Resistance to continue acting as a separate force has been eliminated, and the New Republic military might attempt to integrate the Resistance under their command to claim its victories as their own. So that just leaves the First Order, still one of the most mysterious forces in the galaxy at this point. Do they exist solely on a roving fleet of warships, or do they control a number of planets hidden across the unknown regions? Do they have a population and industry needed to sustain a prolonged war of conquest against the rest of the galaxy? It's difficult to answer any of these questions with the information we have so far, but I think we can take it as a given that the First Order does not possess anything close to the resources of the Empire. With that in mind, I think it's safe to say the First Order is gambling on their initial Blitzkrieg-style strikes being enough to collapse the New Republic, or perhaps they're counting on a significant portion of the galaxy either staying out of the fighting or outright aligning themselves with the First Order. Given how bad things are within the Republic, they have a pretty good shot of achieving either of these goals. In fact, I believe the destruction of the Hosnian system was just a single aspect of their plan. It's possible that they have struck numerous strategic locations across the galaxy simultaneously with their conventional military forces, further crippling the ability of the New Republic to respond and gaining support from hidden Imperial or First Order sympathizers. Whatever the case, it's almost certain that the First Order has utter contempt for the New Republic military and instead sees the actions of the Resistance, and by extension the return of Luke Skywalker, as their greatest threat. So that about does it for the major factions of The Last Jedi, but the galaxy is a big place. During the unfolding chaos, could underworld organizations like Black Sun or Hutt crime lords attempt to take advantage of the situation? Could the First Order be in league with the Chiss Ascendancy? Is Lando a man or a system? With the release of The Last Jedi, Hopefully these questions will be answered.
The Templin Institute investigates nations, organizations, and factions from alternate worlds and realities. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Do you have a suggestion for a future episode? Let us know by leaving a comment.